Hey guys, welcome back to another anime explanation. Today we're diving into May I Ask for One Final Thing, anime, episodes 1 and 2. This anime is absolutely amazing with an incredible story that you're going to love. So stay with me till the end and let's jump right in without any delay. Our story begins at what should be a grand celebration, but it quickly turns into a nightmare for our protagonist Scarlet. Prince Kyle, her fiancé, stands before a crowd and makes a shocking announcement. "Scarlet, I'm breaking off our engagement right now, this very moment." Scarlet is stunned. "What exactly happened?" she asks Dot. Then Kyle introduces Teresa, a girl standing beside him, and declares he's going to marry her instead, right then and there. The crowd erupts in applause, praising how perfect Kyle and Teresa look together. Teresa sweetly says she hopes they become the world's best couple, and Kyle agrees, calling her wonderful. But then Kyle turns on Scarlet viciously. He calls her the most stubborn woman he's ever met and claims she's ruined his life. When Scarlet reminds him that their marriage was arranged by their families before they were even born and can't simply be canceled, Kyle insists his wish overrides everything. Kyle then drops bombshell accusations. Scarlet bullied Teresa during school, tore her notes, and even tried to push her down the stairs. The crowd immediately turns against Scarlet, speaking badly about her. But Scarlet is confused. She's never even met Teresa before. Kyle refuses to listen, calling it all nonsense and threatening to announce her crimes publicly. Scarlet finally agrees to the engagement termination, but asks for one final thing. Kyle mockingly asks what a villain like her could possibly want. Teresa surprisingly suggests they hear her out, and Kyle agrees. Scarlet's request. She wants to slap Teresa. The crowd is shocked. As Scarlet makes a fist and prepares to strike, the scene suddenly shifts to the past. We see young Scarlet being scolded by her brother for beating up another child. Her brother noticed that Scarlet was laughing while hitting the boy, which isn't acceptable for a noble lady. Scarlet defends herself, saying the boy did something wrong first, so she couldn't control herself. The brother advises her she needs to learn anger management. Next, we see a party where young Scarlet meets young Kyle for the first time. When Kyle asks her name, Scarlet properly introduces herself, including which noble house she belongs to. Kyle rudely tells her he only asked for her name, not her entire background. Scarlet thinks to herself, who is this idiot? Kyle then reveals he's the second prince of the realm and declares Scarlet his slave from that day forward. She must do whatever he says. Scarlet has no choice. Her ducal house has no power to refuse a royal prince. From that moment, Kyle begins bullying Scarlet. She eventually complains to her father, but he's helpless. "I know he's troubling you, but what can I say to him?" At age 15, Scarlet enters the Royal Academy and Kyle continues his torment. He forces her to prepare his lunch and do all his work while constantly belittling her. One day, Kyle is particularly angry because Scarlet scored higher than him on a test and came in first place while he ranked much lower. In his rage, he threatens to cut her hair. Just as Scarlet is about to punch him, a voice calls out from above. "That's enough. Stop right there." A young man who descends is Julius, the first prince and Kyle's older brother. Julius is everything Kyle isn't: kind, well-liked, and honorable. He demands to know why Kyle is mistreating Scarlet. Kyle argues that Scarlet is his fiancée and should obey him, but Julius calls out his behavior as criminal. Kyle tries to order his cronies to deal with Julius, but they refuse. No one dares oppose the first prince. Kyle storms off, vowing revenge. Scarlet thanks Julius for saving her, though she knows Kyle will return with a vengeance. Julius mentions he was studying in the upper rafters. Scarlet is surprised. She's learning that while Kyle is a troublemaker despised by many, Julius is beloved by all. The two brothers have rival factions at the academy that constantly clash. Later, Julius approaches Scarlet and mentions he's found something very interesting, more interesting than books. He keeps staring at her meaningfully. Then, another day when test results are posted, everyone is shocked. Julius came in first and Scarlet second. Julius whispers to Scarlet, "Defeating you was even easier than I thought." This infuriates Scarlet. At home, Scarlet punches walls in frustration, vowing to defeat Julius with 10 times more strength. She studies and practices intensely. When the next results come out, Scarlet has reclaimed first place with Julius in second. Julius congratulates her warmly, which confuses the other students. Are these two close? Then from there on, Julius begins following Scarlet around, greeting her throughout the day. Scarlet confronts him about it, and Julius admits he's doing it intentionally. She asks why, but he deflects by asking if her facial expression ever changes. Scarlet admits that because of Kyle's constant abuse, she's forgotten how to show emotion. Julius asks her, "As Kyle has been bothering you lately?" She suddenly realizes Julius has been staying close to protect her from Kyle. Her expression finally changes, and Julius is delighted. He touches her silver hair, calling it beautiful and saying he didn't want Kyle to cut it. He praises her extensively. Then Julius says something strange. "I've never seen a better and more interesting animal than you in my entire life." Before Scarlet can process this, he jokingly asks if she'd marry him instead of his brother. Scarlet firmly rejects the proposal. Then the scene finally returns to the present, where Scarlet is about to hit Teresa. She says, "Teresa, thank you very much. The anger I've been holding for so many years is finally coming out because of you." Scarlet strikes Teresa with such force that her nose breaks and she flies backward, bleeding. The crowd panics. Scarlet then turns to everyone else. "Now it's all your turns." She activates her power, acceleration, and begins systematically beating up everyone present. The onlookers are terrified, unable to stop her. Then someone mentions she has a nickname, Mad Dog Noble Woman. Scarlet admits she's enjoying the satisfaction of finally releasing her rage. After defeating everyone else, Scarlet approaches Kyle and lands a devastating punch that sends him flying. Then Julius and Scarlet's brother arrive at the scene, where Julius is laughing at Kyle's condition, while Scarlet's brother looks worried. But here our protagonist, Scarlet, finally says, "I'm feeling very good now." And this is where episode 1 ends. Now let's move to episode 2. This episode opens with Kyle and numerous others lying defeated on the ground, where Scarlet's older brother Leo is exasperated. "Can't you control your anger?" But Prince Julius is more amused than concerned, asking why Scarlet did such a dangerous thing alone. Then Scarlet explains at first she came peacefully, but Kyle broke their engagement and made false accusations against her. Then she couldn't control herself anymore. Prince Julius laughs at this, while Leo worries about facing their father. Julius says that he'd heard about Scarlet's fighting abilities but never witnessed them. He also regrets missing the main show. Suddenly, when Scarlet was trying to say something, everything started to look blurry and voices sound distant. That's when she collapses, but Julius catches her before she hits the ground. Then after that, Scarlet wakes up 3 days later to the sound of bells, her lifelong wake-up habit. She opens her eyes to find someone sitting on her chest with a knife. The would-be assassin apologizes but says he has no time for chit-chat. As he tries to strike, Scarlet punches him hard, exclaiming about what a terrible good morning this is. That's when Leo enters and sighs. Scarlet started fighting the moment she woke up. He explains she's been unconscious for 3 days. Then he tries to make her promise not to fight anymore, but Scarlet instantly refuses. Then Leo gets frustrated but gives up. After that, Julius arrives, joking that our queen has woken up. Then, over a tea, Julius explains that Scarlet's actions led to something very positive. Many corrupt government officials who were involved in illegal slavery were arrested, because slavery is banned in their kingdom, but these officials were running secret operations. As for Kyle, he's been punished for his mistreatment of Scarlet. And, most importantly, their engagement is officially broken. Even Scarlet's father has agreed she doesn't need to marry Kyle anymore. Scarlet is relieved to be free of that idiot. However, Julius reveals a darker truth. There's a mastermind behind all the corruption in their kingdom. He and Leo are investigating it. We're the biggest suspect: the Prime Minister himself. The Prime Minister secretly controls government appointments and orchestrates slavery operations from the shadows. Julius and Leo have formed a special task force to investigate it and expose him. Then Scarlet offers to help them, but Julius says it's not necessary yet. Then he remembers something and rings a bell. A man enters, Kyle's former crony who used to help him with the bullying. Then the man begs for Scarlet's forgiveness, explaining he was just following orders and doing his duty. Scarlet considers refusing, then says she wants to punch him once. The man braces himself for a full-force hit, but Scarlet only taps him gently. She explains that he actually helped her in the past. When other kids tried to bully her, he'd scare them away to prevent anyone from touching Kyle's property. Though he didn't mean to help her, he protected her nonetheless. Where we see that boy moved by her forgiveness. Scarlet then says she wants to visit her academy for friends who must be worried. But before she leaves, some investigators inform her that the morning's assassin was sent by the Prime Minister. Why? Scarlet asks. They suggest she question the assassin herself. Scarlet goes to the locked room where the assassin should be held, but finds only clothes. The assassin has already escaped, but suddenly a dog attacks her. Scarlet scolds it and demands it return to its true form. The dog transforms back into the young assassin. "You're a boy," Scarlet exclaims. Then he confirms his mission is to kill her. But then Scarlet notices a slave crest on his chest. That boy, he's enslaved. The boy, whose name is Nanaka, insists he must complete his mission. But Scarlet makes a deal with him. If she frees him from slavery, will he tell her everything? We're saying if she really could do that, then yes. Then Scarlet uses her power, reverse time, where she places her hand on his chest and reverses the effects of the slave crest, removing it completely. Then, while thinking, she explains that some people in this world are born with special abilities called blessings, manifestations of divine power, where her blessing allows her to reverse time on specific things. However, it's extremely draining. She explains that the previous day she used another blessing called acceleration, which let her move at incredible speed to defeat everyone. She overused it and fainted from energy loss. If she pushes too hard, these blessings could even kill her. After seeing this miracle, Nanaka is amazed. How did you do that? How did you use the reverse technique? Now freed, Nanaka explains, the Prime Minister sent him because yesterday, among the people Scarlet beat up, one was the Prime Minister's son. The Prime Minister now wants revenge. Then Nanaka continues that the Prime Minister is truly evil. He forces people into slavery and uses them to spy on others, eventually enslaving entire families and ruining their lives. He's the worst person. "I'll kill him," Nanaka vows. Scarlet immediately agrees. "Then let's kill him." She starts marching toward the Prime Minister's residence right then. But Nanaka stops her, alarmed. "Why are you doing this alone? He's surrounded by guards?" But he realizes Scarlet isn't listening. But then, he explains that within a few days, actually next week, there will be a secret slave auction. They can catch the Prime Minister red-handed there, with evidence. To which Scarlet agrees to wait for 1 week. Then Nanaka asks to join her mission, explaining he wants revenge for being enslaved. Then Scarlet agrees to bring him along. Unknown to them, Julius has been secretly listening to their entire conversation. The scene shifts to Scarlet, Nanaka, and Julius heading out to find a middleman who can provide information about the slave auction. On the way, Julius casually suggests joining them, to which they're surprised but agree. Suddenly, thugs surround them, planning to rob them and kill Nanaka. Scarlet immediately prepares to fight, but Nanaka asks to try negotiating first. But the thugs refuse to listen and threaten violence. Then Scarlet activates acceleration again and defeats them all, interrogating them about someone named Junk. Most refuse to talk, but eventually one thug reveals that Junk is at a nearby bar. Then they reach the bar, and Julius volunteers to handle the interrogation himself, asking them to leave Junk to him. So after Julius goes inside, Scarlet waits impatiently. When he emerges, she immediately asks how he extracted the truth. "Did you break his hand? Break his leg? Gouge out his eye?" Julius laughs. "Stop it. I didn't have to do anything like that. I just blackmailed him and got all the information." Scarlet is surprised that simply blackmailing worked. Julius assures her he's not an idiot. He knows how to handle these situations cleverly. Finally, they turn to Nanaka. "Now it's your turn. Get us entry into that slave auction somehow." Nanaka confidently replies, "Yes, absolutely, I can do that much." And that's where episode 2 ends. We've set up an exciting mission ahead. Scarlet, Julius, and Nanaka are going to infiltrate a slave auction to expose the corrupt Prime Minister. So guys, what did you think of these episodes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about Scarlet's journey from victim to fighter? And what about Julius? Do you think he has deeper feelings for Scarlet? If you enjoyed this explanation, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more anime explanations. I'll see you in the next video with more exciting content. Thanks for watching,